Hail and well met, everybody. Today we have a rather special game in my opinion. I'm gonna get to plug in some of my religious views today. It's gonna be exciting. Anywho, Left Behind, Tribulation Forces. I think this is the second installment in the series. To my knowledge, there's 3. I don't know how they got released. I think it's just like the God's Not Dead movies, just because it's Christian, people just rally behind it. Oh yeah, I'm gonna take my kids to see this movie that is completely nonsensical and affirms my beliefs, which is what everybody should do in a perfect world, right? We all have that confirmation bias. So, before we begin, I need to state that I am an atheist. I used to be a Christian evangelical. I have to deal with religious bullshit every single day of my life because of my mom. And this game does not want to make me go back to that lifestyle. I have been what's a proper term for it? Science pilled? Not even, because I just don't think there needs to be a god for anything to be true, and there evidently is no god. So we're gonna have a nice little be not represented well in this game. Either you or me, doesn't matter what religion you are, just by this game existing you should already be offended. So I'm gonna start a new game. I'm just gonna click on heroes because I have absolutely no idea what that means. I did like, I think it was this map, or is it the village? I don't even know. Alright, so before we begin with the game, I have to explain that this is a real-time strategy game, which in theory would be perfectly fine. It is based off of the Left Behind series. It's supposed to be during the Rapture, I believe, after all of the God's people have been ascended to heaven, and the 7-year tribulation, which is supposed to be when Satan takes over the world for 7 years, and for some reason there's peace, or like the world order is established, and that's supposed to be a bad thing, apparently. So okay, I'm leading with 1 point. Why am I leading? I haven't done anything. You know what? Let's dissect this, whatever this is. Now, first of all, camera sucks. All right, straight up. I have no idea how to control this thing properly. No matter what I do, it just seems to get in the way. They were going for this skyscraper-looking-esque map and feel, and you can like capture entire buildings, which makes kind of sense, but at the same time it just gets in the way most of the times. And then yeah, I guess they couldn't get EA games, so it's EB games. Very clever. There it is. I was gonna mention it. The GameStop poster. This is one of 2, or they just kind of like tilted it, rotated it 90 degrees. Now, how to play the game? Where's my people? Where am I? Oh, I'm playing as the good guys. I wanted to play as the bad guys, but you know what? Screw it. Screw that. Oh, there's a lot of people here. How did I get so many? Oh, that's why I thought I was winning, because I'm playing as the good guys. Nah, see, that makes a lot of sense. So, we have to convert people and perform spiritual warfare, which, as you read on the beginning, that there's a map that just does this. You know, like all you do is just convert people, I guess. But there is military, and that's kind of off-putting, because like, isn't it just supposed to, like, I'm glad that there's an option for it. I don't care. Threat protection, goodness gracious. Oh my goodness. Alright. It's probably this game too that's giving me a friggin' threat protection. Anywho, what do we got here? We got, I guess he's one of the heroes. Fire and spiritual attack. Neutral units will stop and listen. All units, I guess. I guess so. Bruce Barnes. Well,
Arrived early today.
let's do it.
Trust it will be done.
Surgery, recruit level 3, yeah.
That task completed.
Alright, let me try and explain what is going on here. I'm failing very miserably. I tried to record this yesterday and I ended up not liking how it turned out. So now that I'm nice and refreshed and not under any sort of stress, I think I have a better way about my mind, right? So what we need to do here is I need some... Where's my builder?
By God's grace it shall be done.
Oh goodness, the good guy sounds so pretentious. I love it. Passively provides money. Oh, all these heroes are insane. What?
Let's sing to the Lord.
Let's see. Okay, so to train, I guess, different jobs, you gotta move your friends to the right building, and you can train them to be whatever, right? So now, right now, I'm gonna make a builder, and he can capture other buildings and get all the infrastructure going on. I also love how every character has their own life story. Like, I guess this is where all of the budget went, into writing everybody's backstory. I don't really know if that even matters or has any anything to do with the game, but I'm gonna go set up an evil game where I can play as the evil guys, because there's something that I found out yesterday that I forgot and that I really wanted to show, because this is basically the way that Christians see us as secularists, you know, as evil people, and that, oh, this is how the world's gonna be, and it's just hilarious. It is just hysterical. It's great as a one-time gag. I do not recommend playing this game any longer than 30 minutes at a time. Your mind will melt down. So I will be right back. Alright, so while things are setting up and I'm waiting for money, I think I'll explain some of the basic game mechanics now, instead of just pussyfooting around the bushes or whatever it is you people say these days. So, the whole point of, I guess, a skirmish game right now, right, is to get score. Now, the scores, you would think that it's, oh, I get a point and it's my point. No, it fluctuates between, like there's a scale, right? It's balancing between two sides. So in theory, you have to get 40 more points than the enemy player, which is a little confusing. And if you didn't already play this game once or understand what is going on, you wouldn't even know that's a thing. I'm not sure how to get points. I know that you gotta convert people. You can kill the enemy units as well, because military, nothing says America like shooting up a school or something, and that's pretty much what you can do here. In theory, there's no actual schools except colleges, which are the religious buildings of the Antichrist forces, which doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. Why would colleges, like Christians think that colleges are a place where the religion goes to die, and unless you're going to take a psychology class or philosophy or anything like that, not even psychology, right? Philosophy mostly, thanks to God's Not Dead for pointing that out. That's like the one thing it did that's right. Anyways, where was I? Ah, yes. A religious building, office building. Yeah, colleges. Actually, no. The religious building is the gadget shop. Now that I'm remembering this correctly, which is even more ridiculous, because all it does is just give you singers, and I guess the recruiters. Which, why would it give you recruiters on the gadget shop? Shouldn't that be like the whatever, right? So you gotta get the money, obviously. You increase your score, and then eventually you get to win. But one of the important factors here is the spirit, which is up here. Every person has either it goes from 0 to 100. The thresholds are at 60. You're basically a good guy, and if it's under 30, you're a bad guy. Anything in between that is supposed to be a neutral score, and depending on how it is, you can get a recruiter to easily convert people. They can also turn back into neutral units to be converted by the other side. Kind of like a very complicated priest from Age of Empires mechanic, but that's just how it is. And the whole game sort of revolves around this, as it's the main production to get other units. Making a cafe, even though I should be making a house. Shame on me. I'm gonna get a couple of singers here, just so I can have an instant declining of the morale, so to speak. Also, you can also have them swear if you're the Antichrist forces, or you can have them pray to raise their spirits if you're with the good forces, the Tribulation forces, or whatever. But yeah, that's the gist of it. Where's the singer? Yeah, there he is.
Hey, that's
Come
cool.
here, you Eminem
Hey, that's
looking
cool.
ass thug.
That's whack, but whatever.
Yeah, that's swag, but whatever. Yeah, thank you so much, Christians, for giving us this wonderful experience. By the way, let's see. Alright, one thing to note is that the game is a little sexist because you got females and you got males, and they can each perform specific roles depending on where you which building you use. Like, I think only women can become medics and only men can be in the army, which is a little Also, I think, I'm not entirely sure, I don't really want to test it out, but I'm pretty sure that they change into different units, I think. So like, I'm gonna make a female follower, which is the recruiter unit, and now she turns into a secularist, which I found to be hilarious, and I'm gonna go and train her up right now. But she has a really interesting ability, which is, I think you should definitely go for if you even care about playing this game for some reason. Now we got, let's see, yeah, I also gotta make a advanced builder.
Okay.
Influencer, alright.
Arrived early today.
So this is the rank 2, that's the influencer. What does she have? Okay, she has the super sight, good. Super sight reveals the entire map, which is very helpful. Also, that is a very long line of cars. What is going on? That is the biggest traffic jam. How backed up is this? You know, I don't even know if the cars even do anything. They're just there. Maybe if you get like one of the destructive classes, like I think that the military guys level up into some weird like arsonist character or whatever. But other than that, you can't do anything with these cars, so I don't know what the purpose of them is. Now, by just leaving my recruiters on auto recruitment, I've already gained 15 points. I haven't done much of anything. This is pretty much the whole game until you make a military building and like try to wage war, which isn't even that exciting. The game idea I think is okay, but it's not very well executed, really. It's like they were trying to be cool and hip with the kids and they just failed miserably. We could have an interesting narrative here or something, but instead we just have this. So we make the builder and just level her up all the way, as well as, let me see, I'm gonna get another singer here. There she is.
I'm doing it then. My faith guides me.
Okay, she says my faith guides me,
I do what I want whenever I feel like it.
but she also says,
I do what I want whenever I feel like
where is it?
I'm doing it then. My faith guides me. I'm
Come on.
doing it then. I do what I want whenever I feel like it. I'm doing it then. My lack of faith guides me.
There it is. My lack of faith guides me, but she also says my faith guides me. So I don't know. You're sending me mixed signals, secularists. You're honestly my favorite unit in the entire game, because just look at it. She's like super condescending. She walks like she owns the place. Like it's like the usual like activist just portrayed by this one entity, and well, as in how Christians are viewing us, right? And I just find that to be hilarious. So
Faith guides
I'm gonna go ahead. I'm just gonna turn her recruitment on because why not, right? Gonna put in a control group too. Yeah. Key bindings.
Sounds good.
So now we're gonna make, let's see, I guess I can make the combat and the other one as well. Improve a bank, because why not? Oh wait, what's that? What is that? Evil spirit? Wow, is he gonna start killing my boys? Probably. Probably gonna start killing my boys. Yeah, whoop his ass, dude. You killed my guy.
According to the meat grinders.
Attack him! Oh, I guess not. Well, there goes my singer. Rest in peace, I guess. I've also seen like imps, which is kind of weird. Like, aren't they fighting for the Antichrist? Aren't they on my side? Why are they killing? Why are they killing my boys? I don't get it, man.
May I help you?
A crazy world out there, you know.
Yo, someone tell you to stop?
Oh, there it is. I think there was one. They shot him to death. I should make medics, but I honestly don't really care, and I just want to get this over with and get my final thoughts out there, so I'm just gonna make, I guess, a helicopter.
Blessed are those who have been persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven.
Yep, there's the persecution complex lines kicking in. Also, now that I've started to demolish the opposition, I'm gonna get a lot of score. So the game should be over pretty soon. Like, there's not much else to this, which is a real shame. I don't know what I was expecting. All I know is that I was greatly disappointed. And so, let's see. That's my pop cap. I think it's okay. Yeah. I'm just gonna go on a murdering spree, I suppose. Let me see what else I can find. All of these religious scum, as I am
Then they
told
will
I'm
deliver
supposed
you
to call them.
tribulation and will kill you, and you will be hated by all nations because of my name.
Lost soul. These things just kind of show up. I don't understand it. I'm seeing a lot of these. Did I do good this game? Is that why there's so many of these demons and stuff just popping up? Is that what's going on here? I don't even understand.
Sounds good.
Finally! Sheesh. Okay. That is the Left Behind Tribulation Forces game. That's how you play the skirmish map. Blah. I cannot speak. That is it's a terrible thing to do. Learn to speak, people. Go to school. Learn to speak. There are classes that teach you how to promote yourself when you're talking and all that good stuff. Now, I get what this game is trying to portray, right? And I get that they were trying to make it into a bit of an enjoyable experience, but like I said, it just doesn't seem to, like, this doesn't change. It's not very good. The game's not very good. Like, it was fine when I first started playing it and I started poking fun at all the things, but the more I played, the more I realized that it's just so very tedious and not very fun. If you take a look at something like StarCraft, the reason why StarCraft is fun is because there's always something that you can do better. There are so many things to juggle, and it keeps you engaged, right? It's what is your opponent building? Are they building air units? Do you need anti-air? Do they have a big ground army that you need to get splash damage for? Are there a bunch of armored units that you can just build immortals into? That's all of those questions are very valid when you're playing StarCraft. Most of the time people just make a build or whatever and then just go with it and they just win just because they have units and their opponent doesn't, right? And Left Behind, I don't know how to feel about it, because it's just the game does not promote fun. obviously they were trying, and all of the lines are there, all the cards are aligned, right? But it's not a very good house of cards, you know? It's just, it topples over so easily. Now, as for my religious views, if we were really to, you know, the Christians or whatever are all God's chosen people, whoever that may be, gets taken away in a rapture that we've been waiting for almost 2,000 years and counting, wouldn't it be more of like a confirmation if their mind just ceased to be, if their body was still functioning when this happened, but their souls would be left in instead, because you don't need your body, right? They're saying that, oh, their bodies are gonna disappear and there's just their clothes are gonna be left behind. I find that to be very, you can interpret that however you want, right? It could be aliens, it could be this, and they're gonna say it's gonna be aliens. Look, we're telling you what's gonna happen because we know the future. We know the one who knows everything. Okay, your book was still written by men, so their interpretation could have been whatever, which is interesting because I found a game where you can play as an indirect god, which I found to be a great concept, which I'm probably gonna cover that next. But right now, if your mind ceased to be and your body was still functioning, it would be a direct connection to there being a soul, because right now there evidently is no such thing as a soul, right? I'm pretty sure there's an explanation as to how your mind actually works, but it's all mostly chemicals and I guess electricity. Again, I'm not representing this very well, but if there were to be a soul where all of our emotions and our personality exist, wouldn't that make more sense if that was just taken away, your soul and your spirit, because you're 3 parts or whatever? Because everything has to be in threes, all of this humanizing language that makes absolutely no sense when you try to have some practical application to it. Yeah, so what I'm trying to say is, if your mind ceased to exist and your body was still breathing and like functioning, but it wouldn't move at all, wouldn't that just be more proof of there actually being, you know what I'm trying to say? What I'm trying to say is that it could have been better. The plan could be a lot better. Not to mention that it's written down and it's been 2,000 years, so I guess if there really is a Satan, he's just not setting the plans in motion. Also, why are Christians so against peace and this one world government business? Wouldn't it be great if we all could just unite under one banner? I know it's not gonna happen. I know that everybody has a different point of view and we're never gonna get along, at least not in my lifetime. So why go against wanting to unite everyone, right? It doesn't make sense to me. If we were all united under the same citizenship, there wouldn't be any border control. Everything would be the same border. You can just move to another country. So you go from like Europe to Asia, you're just moving to the same country. That's just what we call those pieces of land. I don't know. Tell me in the comments if I'm wrong. I hope this gets to a lot of Christians. It didn't turn out as good as I would have wanted it to, but here we are. I'm just a simple man. I'm just making videos. I'll see you next time. You know, that's all I got for now. I'm sorry. This is a mess. I'm gonna shut up now.